solo. Tri-lane top with Flint, Geomancer, Martyr.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that. Currently, like the Martyr is going top lane with this tri-lane here. And I don't know if they just do that to like deny something. What?
Wait,
Oh,
what?
that was awkward.
I'm not sure if they saw Plague Rider place the ward there, or he was just out of vision. I'm not sure.
They were like preoccupied with something else.
Yeah.
Basically failing to kill the ward. Martyr just kind of walked away and the ward was still up there and I was like, wait, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, but they are gonna run a 2-on-2. So
yeah, Martyr starting to run bottom already.
If you run like the Pharaoh, like basically you're giving a lot of farm to the Pharaoh in the top lane now.
Yeah.
And I don't see the point.
But at the same time,
I'd much rather even like run Kraken in the top lane than in Pharaoh middle.
Yeah, maybe you're right actually. At the same time though, I would think that Plague Rider and Lodestone will do pretty great against the Flint and the Martyr.
Yeah. I mean, like, Lodestone just always hurts, right?
Yeah.
And Martyr can, of course, like, win this lane for them bottom. But...
if they're charging the supports in the tower, that might be enough to take down the kill here, let's see. Oh, so close, actually. Oh, man.
That was
close.
Very aggressive, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually people on Kraken take the Q first, because it's just so much damage, but...
Yeah, and this is the second time... No, I'm lying. It's not the second time, it's the first time we have seen the Kraken. But, however, we saw a Gauntlet though, hooking a Madman straight in the tower.
Kraken doing something else?
Another charge in the tower there, but only one tower. I mean, come on, man, look at this Alforus hero.
Yeah.
Just too strong.
He is annoying.
Yeah.
Mostly annoying.
Like, even with 3-4 tower shots on the Alforus, he's still somehow more HP than the Kraken.
Yeah, because like the 20 true damage per second or 15, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It is just like a lot. Over like if you are kind of being run down. Of course, Alforus, like one of his weaknesses is that he doesn't really have that much armor early on, but you can kind of easily fix that with something like an Ring the Teacher or something like that.
Yeah.
Now we see the top lane, Sandrate being 420 GPM against this dual lane that should definitely be stronger.
Yeah, I feel like they are a bit they're a bit passive. They should just go for it. Be aggressive using W on Geomancer there and
yeah. So the Pharaoh is actually maxing his soul.
Oh, mid lane here actually. Kraken and Alforus doing a big man fight here. But actually, I think Kraken once again perhaps charge him in the tower, doing some damage, and he was forced to run the other way to get out.
Hey, if it keeps working, right?
Yeah, if it keeps working, then why not?
Oh, they're going top lane a little bit.
Top lane, yeah, actually doing a lot of damage on the Pharaoh, but not enough yet.
Yeah, but Pharaoh maxing his soul, I think, is definitely the wrong call.
Let's see. Yeah.
Like, you have to max your Hellfire.
Yeah, I agree with you. I tried this myself, maxing E on Pharaoh, and I just noticed that I don't really have enough damage to do anything here.
Yeah.
You need your Q to be maxed out.
You can skip the W, I would say.
Yeah.
Because it's a Sandrate, right?
I mean, somehow I do understand it though, considering he's against the Sandwraith and his Q not really going to do much when he has all these illusions on. Oh, mid lane! Actually, Alforus taking down the Kraken here. I unfortunately missed it, but
they were just like kind of man fighting, and Alforus of course like came out top with man fight.
The big burst.
Yep.
See.
They are going to sit like a rune here for the Alforus, which is a haste rune. It's definitely significant here. But
yeah.
They like the Q. It's not single targets, right?
Bottom lane, Alforus already popped his haste here. He definitely wants to go man fight. No. He realized this. Yeah, he realized they have some vision, so he went straight back to middle lane.
But to come back to this, also I see the Sandrate picking up the Nihil Crystal.
charging the Sulfuris in the tower, but with haste, there's not much you can do.
He just got level 6.
Yeah.
If he had an ultimate there. It's a 1 second delay. Stun is a 1 second as well, so it's gonna be risky. You need to aim it properly.
Yeah.
But Sandrate's picking up the protective talisman is huge against Pharaoh.
Absolutely.
It basically just negates all the damage from the soul.
Yeah.
But oh, look, Martyr going man mode
on the bottom lane. Yeah, actually, they're pretty much diving 3 people here. Now more TPs will come in here from IPX, and they're turning around on the Martyr here. Look at all the TPs coming straight in the way of IPX. They're just in case something happens, right?
Yeah, I love the fact that Nymphora TP'd as well.
Oh yeah,
that is like it's very tempting to not TP there because like you Nymphora without boots, but if they contested that,
yeah,
there may have been trouble. Because of course, like Martyr can just always turn like that.
Yeah, I actually said IPX, and that was a mistake. It was a lot of TPs coming from WOGPA.
Anyway, the Pharaoh. Sorry, go back to Pharaoh.
Pharaoh, yeah.
The Q is not single targets. Like it does like damage in like an area, in a radius, like randomly around the Pharaoh.
I mean,
so it can like if the illusions are stacked up, it will hit all the illusions.
Oh, okay, I see. Normally, I guess that's not quite the case though with Newerth. Like, actually, Pharaoh tipping bottom here. He's going to try to set up, but now at the same time, bottom lane here, Lowstone initiating on the Martyr. Martyr using his E there to try to survive, and here comes the Pharaoh, but at the same time, Sulfuris is being behind him there, and the Newerth out being popped as well. Now, look at Flint actually being allowed for the current team. They force in the end here, and in the background as well, will Geomaster falls, and release of the Kraken being used here on the Newerth. Newerth will fall. At the same time, though, Sulfuris and Lowstone is trying to do the man fight here. Sulfuris having no mana left, so he's forced to retreat.
Oh, if Martyr had like a little bit more mana there, I think they could have killed everyone there.
Yeah.
Because like Martyr Q is doing like up to 400 damage at this point. Good rotation from the Kraken. Sandrate's just got like Mummy Walled and Pharaoh ultimate right afterwards, and still doesn't have Steam Boots, even though he has a decent amount of farm. And like, look at how weak this Sandrate is at this point, right? The Sandrate illusions. Sorry, Sandrate only has like 50 attack damage at this point.
Yeah.
Like even Flint has more, I believe. Oh, Flint is
yeah.
much, so of course he has more, but still. Yeah, I kind of have to wonder, is it even worth to get something like a bottle? Or did he maybe spend like a lot of his money on region or something?
The Newerth, you mean?
Yeah.
He actually picked up a bottle here now.
Yeah, but is it worth going the bottle?
Pharaoh here initiating on the Plague Rider on the bottom lane here now. He's chasing with himself. Flint ulti being popped there. Lowstone trying to save him with the stun, but it's not going to do enough. Nymphora porting in here and connecting the stun on 2 heroes. The heal being activated on the Pharaoh. Yeah. That's going to be the end of the fight here. We see Kraken though rotating towards bottom lane here behind tier 1. He might be greedy here, and he goes on the Nymphora, and that's a bursted Nymphora.
Yeah, the March is just a bit too scary to really man fight here. Sandrate does not have ultimate, and even if he did, he has 700 HP. And Sulfuris just trying to clean up some stacks here.
Yeah.
It's like Sulfuris is not that tanky either at this point against something like a Kraken ultimate.
Yeah.
Because the Kraken ultimate is basically guaranteed if you get the mummy walls off. Which is of course like a pretty damn good combo.
Yeah.
If the Kraken can actually follow up.
Actually though, really good rotations from IPX. They're grouping up, taking the bot tower, and now at the same time they are managing to defend top tower and mid.
Yeah. Lowstone does have a 6 now, so of course Lowstone is a bit more dangerous.
Yeah.
So Flint is alone right now. But there's not really a way for the enemies to know that, but if Sandrate would like have mana right now, just ultimates, jump the Flint. Flint may actually die if there's no TP in time.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but Flint picked up 2 Soulscream rings so far. And that has been really... Almost every game we have seen the carries picking up 2 Soulscream rings just to get those extra stats. and survivability and
Yeah,
damage.
especially against like as a Flint, you need that.
Yeah.
And it's also just like a lot of damage at this point. On a hero that like relies on his auto
Top
attack damage.
lane though, Safor running in with the haste. They're using his ultimate on this Pharaoh, sorry. Sunrift Q coming in here, and that's going to be a very dead Pharaoh there. Sigma taking the kill as Safor is.
Good use of the Ace Rune, yeah.
Oh yeah. Kraken.
What do you think the Saforce is going for, by the way?
Let me see. Safor he now have a Mystic and Wind Whistle.
Amazing item.
Amazing item, yeah.
Amazing player.
That is true.
Absolute genius.
Genius. I don't know. You think Gnomes or Dreamcatcher perhaps under Sulfuris, or you think we're gonna see something else?
I think Dreamcatcher is still viable, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, like they do have the Martyrs to save, but Dreamcatcher just like it tanks you up so much, right?
Yeah.
Plague Rider with ultimates.
Oh yeah, he can actually be dangerous now.
Yeah. No level in the W though, which I don't like.
Oh yeah. Would be
like
nice
the
to see
W being a 2.5 second restrain.
Yeah.
Against humans and Kraken is huge. Pharaoh playing very aggressive here.
Yeah. Tip is coming in though for Team WOGPA and Inforo, and everyone else is starting to run here.
Yeah, send right in the base with
actually
ultimate.
misses ultimate there, yeah. And when he misses the ulti, WOGPA is seeing that we have nothing to fear here. They are going straight there. Marty Wings though, using his ultimate and his ulti to save the Pharaoh. At the same time though, Plague Rider ulti being popped and Safor's ulti being used on the Kraken. The Kraken will fall immediately. Now they are on the chase here. At least Sand Revolutions are on the chase. Flint Flare being used there just to scare them away. And look, the Marty Q being popped. Pharaoh Rocket as well, taking down in the forward. Jim Stun being connected here, using his W. Flint trying to do as much damage as he can though. That was a lot of damage coming from Martyr and Pharaoh there with his Q and Rocket. Taking up
yeah, and
the
Flint's just like the Pharaoh plus Flint is such an amazing combo because you can just get vision on the weak targets in the backline.
Yeah.
And actually being able to like finish him off with the Flint is kind of a huge deal. Flint might... Yeah, he's gonna get this rune in.
Oh, mid tower almost gets denied, but IPX still manages to get it. Or the Crabes managed to get the tower.
Yeah, so there was kind of... oh, another haste rune. Man, this Force is literally pooping haste runes.
Look at Kraken and Force being smoked on top of each other here. I think they might have noticed because both of them were blocked for some moments there.
Yeah.
I mean, this is third haste rune from Force.
Yeah.
Quite.
He's genuinely been pooping out haste runes.
Yeah. Oh, look at Forest here going in. Oh, Pharaoh breaks the smoke here. Pharaoh using his ulti there. And Geomaster stun and ultimate being popped there. They're trying to do as much damage as they can. Kraken with the double charge going in there. And that's a dead Forest there. Flint coming in the way as well. Using as much damage as they can on the Plague. But Plague Rider dies to neutrals in the end there. But all in all, a great kills for IPX.
Yeah, so the haste rune doesn't really matter against Pharaoh.
Nope. Unless you have a tablet, you're not escaping death.
Nope. Do you think like the Safor should be getting that, like the Sinners?
Let's. I think I would definitely try get a tablet. Yeah, I would definitely get a tablet for Pharaoh, and if not Pharaoh initiating on you or Kraken initiating on you, you can always use it on an ally, right? So yeah, I would definitely get it.
Another question. What are your thoughts about outbounds on Pharaoh on the sand rate?
Ooh. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I mean, if you're buying an outbounds, you are probably thinking, okay, this is a game where I will get to farm quite a lot, right? So
like if it's a farm, the game you get to farm quite a lot, you go for Tonic.
Oh, hold that thought there. Kraken misses the charge on the playground. Plague Rider popping his ultimate, doing as much as damage as he can. Now look at the Inforo coming in with the stun. Sandrift though being really careful. Released off the Kraken, being connected on 3 targets, but unfortunately no follow-up damage. And at the same time though, Martyr here being in some trouble. He's definitely going to die here. Pharaoh actually initiating in here against 3 heroes. Inforo popping the stun and the Kraken, the charge on this Sandrift though, but not enough damage here. This is not really looking... Here comes the Flint though, trying to do some damage as well. Using his ultimate on Inforo, and Inforo goes down at the same time though. Kraken trying his best, but the big save from the Pharaoh. But anyway, Lowstone comes in with the PK here, taking down the... Which hero again? Sunray? No.
Took down a Kraken.
Took down the Kraken.
They should really go for the Flint here.
Yeah, here comes the Geomancer using the stun here on the Lowstone. Also his ult being popped, and that's gonna be a dead. Oh, look at the Plague Raider coming in, taking down Pharaoh as well. Oh, Geomancer actually following here now. Flint is running as fast as he can here, and there's the flare and the ultimate to finish him off in the end. I would say that's huh?
Flint got to do a lot of auto attacks there.
Yeah, he
and
did,
like
actually.
the Lodestone got his ultimate on the Kraken, which meant that the Flint was basically like unharmed from that.
Yeah.
And it finished off the Kraken, but on the same side, Flint therefore got to survive and walk away basically. And look at like the auto attack damage that Flint has right now.
Yeah, 155 to 161 damage. Only early fighting items on the Flint there, and it's working wonderful.
Yeah, so like Flint is an amazing hero to have when you're ahead, because his ability to just add like 500 damage or 350 damage at the moment is unparalleled. And
top lane here, Pharaoh scouting out. Oh, Kraken are actually going in on the Sandwich, and that's a dead Sandwich. Forest in some huge trouble there, and he's definitely going to fall there. The Fleur comes out from the Flint. Nefora and Sandwich falling there in the end. Really good catch on the Kraken charge there.
Yep. Yeah, it has been... the Pharaoh has been missing his ultimate a little bit. Yeah. I don't know how confident he is with that Pharaoh.
Geomancer and Plague Raider actually using the ultimate here. Oh no, look at the damage from the Plague Raider. At the same time, though, Forest might be in some trouble. Lowstone channeling up his ulti, having no patience, and gets connected, but Kraken using his ulti. But it doesn't even matter, man. The minus armor from the Lowstone on the Kraken just explodes him down.
Yeah, so I really do like the combination of Lodestone plus any kind of superior magic damage. Oh, and this is a flip.
Oh, that's nothing for a port coming in here. Whips, of course, and for air. But unfortunately, the team is already dead.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 2 TPs. They just TP'd out.
Yeah, sorry, you're right.
And Flint actually ported to like the outer tower in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Speaking of bloody confidence.
Maximize that TP, right?
Exactly. So the send rate is 500 GPM. It doesn't really feel like he is, but
yeah,
he is somehow. He is definitely managing, and like Outbounds, of course, is an item that still just poops out money for you, even if you're under pressure.
Yeah.
And send rates, you just kind of want to go to the late game.
Oh,
I'm not sure of like Ghost Marches versus Steam Boots on send rates, personally.
I think that is pretty much depending on your playstyle. Would you like to be fast and try to juke, or would you just like to have that HP so you could maybe just go in more manly?
Well, yeah, it's more like, are there abilities you can dodge?
Yeah. I mean, yes, there is for him in this game, that's for sure.
I would say like most of the time you're gonna get like Pharaoh ultimated or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Pharaoh mummy walls. And then like a Kraken ultimate on top or something.
Kraken here. Oh, misses the charge there on the Sandwich. However, Geomancer also missing his stun there. That's not really that great. Release of the Kraken being popped there. Flint ultimates, I'm seeing. Oh, the big dodge from the Sandwich there. Using his W to dodge the Flint ultimate, and he's tipping out there. And he's going to be successful. Pharaoh and Geomancer missing both their stuns there. Well played from the Sandwich there, dodging all their abilities. Oh man.
Yeah, that's like, of course, it's always the mid lane. Sorry.
Mid lane here, Lowstone charging up his ultimate, and he's definitely going in here on the connects the ulti and the W and the Flint. Plague Raider Q being popped there, and that's a lot of damage here. Now Flint, though, with a haste actually in the background, doing a lot of damage and taking down the Plague Raider. Now they are maybe trying to go on the Lodestone here. Let's see. Yeah, the stun being connected, but Lodestone also managed to get out the stun. And the Flint ultimate being connected here, and it's, yeah, the rocket will end the kill. Sorry, finish off the Lodestone in the end here. Big flare coming out from Flint there, but Salforest being so tanky in here, ghosting him for a port and taking them to safety in the end.
Yeah, so the Martyr was actually like up on the hill, ready to save the Kraken, but the Kraken didn't run towards the Martyr, but instead ran down towards his base. Which is kind of awkward. A little bit of like miscommunication.
Yeah.
I don't know like how much these teams have been playing together. Or this team has been playing together. I know like colleague Crazy Dog have played a lot together. But the Pharaoh has definitely been less synergetic with his team than the other members of his team.
Yeah, I agree.
And besides that, we see Flint's ultimate and Q just doing a lot of work right now, right?
Flint actually have done a lot this game. He never been caught, I think. Maybe one time he died, but apart from that, he's been in the background just using a lot of auto attacks and using his Q with ultimate as much as he can.
Yep. 5 people here from the Legion side. I don't know if they know that the Hellborn were doing Kong. I think they should realize once they see this.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to dive though. Don't think that's the best idea for them. At the same time though, Team WOGPA is trying to finish off that Convor, but look at the Geomancer scouting them out and also having a ward, and he uses the ward, so Team WOGPA is actually retreating from the Convor.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I see that Nymphora, or no, sorry, not Nymphora, the Plague Rider blocked his own Ancients.
Oh yeah, he did actually. I mean, it's a great ward to get vision there.
Well, yeah, if you're the enemy, because normally, like...
Oh, mid lane actually, Pharaoh here, missing his ultimate as well. And look, the Plague Rider ulti getting connected, but only the Kraken unfortunately, and the back row though. Kraken falls immediately, and the big man fight here. They're actually going all in on the Flint. Flint goes down immediately. Now Martyr is trying to escape here, but I don't think there's going to be any escape for him. Salfor is chasing the Geomonster in the end, but Geomonster just being so hard to catch.
Yeah, Martyr really didn't get anything up there, so both Flint and the Kraken died before. Well, the Kraken wasn't in range, and the Flint just died before Martyr could really do much.
Yeah, but
the sand rate is
on the Flint.
Sorry?
Who initiated on the Flint there? I felt like Flint was so far in the fight.
Well, yeah, Flint was just kind of in the middle of the fight and couldn't really jump out fast enough because he was slowed a little bit or something. Maybe the ultimate from Plague Rider also like slowed him, or the W from Plague Rider slowed him.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
I would like for Sandray to actually pick up Twin Blade still.
Twin Blades?
Yeah, because it's a guaranteed slow on the first hit. And like you get a lot of extra range on your illusions. Because if you have ever noticed, like if you Sandray ultimate, your illusions have a lot of delay. Before they, as we see Sandray tanking a rock.
Yeah. Delay on what?
Before they actually start hitting.
Oh, if you have the Twin Blade?
Oh, that was actually very close.
The 4-man smoke coming in here, and they're initiating on the Kraken. No, sorry, on the Sulfuras. For a heal being popped, but look at the flare. They're taking down the Sulfuras in the end. Really good catch from them there.
If Plague had ultimate there, it would have been like 3 kills, I think.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't have. Well, who got the Kongor?
Sigma did, so that is the Sulfuras kills.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the send rates, like if you pop ultimate, it takes like a full second or something before the illusions start auto-attacking.
I agree.
And the extra range from the Twin Blades and the slow on the Twin Blades allows the illusions to just basically always get the first hit off and like to keep auto-attacking.
Then Lodestone actually going in on the stun there, but he's not really committed. Actually, Sandray popping his ultimate here, doing a smart. And look, the Plague Rider there, using his ultimate on 3 targets, and that's gonna be the death of the Geomonster, Pharaoh, and Kraken, and they're chasing the Flint as much as they can there. Flint using his wings on the Flint here, keeping him alive as long as possible. Actually, Flint's managed to get the Sandray before he goes down, so well played to Martyr there, keeping him alive as long as possible.
Yeah, also really well played by the Sandray, just like not being afraid, because he knows like if I start running from the Flint, I'll die for sure.
Yeah.
So he just, committed.
I mean,
went full man mode.
That's a 4-for-1 though for WOGPA. So
yeah, the restraint from Plague Rider is doing so much work there. Both the Geomancer and the Kraken, I think, got like hugged together.
I mean, they could not do anything. They just sat there to die.
Yeah. Geomancer choosing to not max his Q. What do you think about it?
Oh, maxing his Geostock and his W. That's I mean,
You do lack damage.
Yeah, I could understand him getting 2 points perhaps in his E, but maxing it out I think is a bit too much.
Especially because Sandwave can just, like, the illusions is not even a guaranteed commitment.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think Sandwave is just getting really dangerous at this time, being farming with Alcons and Hyper Crown. If he gets a Strunk in here, it's gonna be really hard for the enemy team to take him out.
Mm-hmm. And just the Hyper Crown is just doing so much work in these team fights.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have Sandwave and Sulfuris at
Oh,
540.
this is an engagement
mid
here.
lane here, yeah. Kraken actually porting in. Now, Plague Rider using his W to hold him in guard there. Release of the Kraken being popped here. Now, Kraken is some huge trouble. Plague Rider being popped. No, I'm sorry, it's not yet. There we go, it's being popped here. And look at Sandwave and Sulfuris just having no fear, going straight in here. Now, Flint in the background. Sorry, trying to do as much damage here, but he falls really quick. I mean, they are just too far ahead, I believe. And look at Arrow in the background though, trying to escape, but he's gonna be extremely good here to escape this. And here comes Newerth, Port and Plague Rider in the background of Pharaoh, making sure there's absolutely no escape for them. And that's a 5-0 going in the way of Team WOGPA.
Yeah, you do have to like kind of question the fact that they don't have an Arcane Bomb yet. Monster has been working on one, but like without the Arcane Bomb, I would have loved one on Pharaoh, honestly, because Pharaoh probably would have had money for it.
Yes. Actually, really well played though by Team WOGPA here. I mean, I just feel like they are farming them, and they have some really great fights here where Plague Rider doing a lot of work for them.
Yep. It's very difficult for the enemy team to commit, because like if they commit, like the Kraken, the Pharaoh, and the Geomancer all like kind of go into melee range.
Yeah.
And the Plague Rider just like messes them up. The Sulfuris is too tanky to really burst down. The Sandwave is just never in a bad spot, and even like the Lodestone is, this Lodestone gets jumped here. Even like if the Lodestone is kind of tanky with that Astro and stuff.